Good day, my friends. I'm Mama V. I'm super excited to share with you that I get to cook up a storm in not one, but two amazing kitchens. One in Ottawa, Canada, and the other in Reggio Calabria, Italy. So come join me in one of my kitchens and see what delicious dishes I'll be whipping up for you to try. Good day, my friends. This tiramisu breaks every rule in the book, and that's why it works. Pandoro instead of ladyfingers, and the result is insane. To make this recipe, you will need eggs, sugar, Nesquik chocolate, baking chocolate, mascarpone cheese, vanilla, rum, baking cocoa powder, and Pandoro. Tiramisu means pick me up, and it became popular in northern Italy in the late 60s. It's now one of Italy's most iconic desserts, and my daughter Julia is giving it her own twist with Pandoro. First things first, you gotta do your espresso. You can do it the way we Italians do the espresso with the mocha, or you can brew your own coffee depending on your flavor of your coffee. You can add your coffee to a shallow dish like a pie dish, and then you can start, before it cools down, you can add your sugar. Around 4 tablespoons, but you can regulate that yourself if you want it sweeter or not. Then you add your, tablespoon of vanilla, and you mix it up nicely. And then the next ingredient that we will put in is 2 ounces of rum. And it all depends what rum you use, if you want to use rum or not. But the traditional recipe, it is with rum. So I'm going to taste now the espresso to see mixture if it's good. It doesn't taste too much of the alcohol.
That's good. You don't want it to taste alcohol.
That's perfect. Sugar, if you want a little bit sweeter, instead of the 4 tablespoons, we can add more. But I think the 4 is fine for us. So we need to separate the egg yolks from the whites. And we put them in 2 separate bowls. We add sugar to the yolks. With a hand mixer, we will mix the sugar and the egg yolks until the yolks, the yellow of the yolks becomes a very pale yellow. At one point, we had to change our hand mixer. Something went wrong with the one that we had before. But anyways, Julia is still mixing the egg yolk with the sugar. This is a process that you have to do. We don't want to see the sugar. It needs to be sort of melted nicely into the egg yolk. If you do see the granular of the sugar, you know you haven't whipped it up enough. And you can actually see now it is nice pale yellow. That's what we're trying to look for. At this point, Julia is adding the mascarpone cream cheese. The mascarpone cream cheese is something like a cream cheese, but it's a high-end cream cheese. It's more, the taste is lighter. It's a beautiful cheese to do desserts. And if you want to use the Philadelphia cream cheese, you can, but you can tell the difference. Once the mascarpone and the egg yolks are whipped up, you just put it on the side and you will start whipping up the egg whites. Now the egg whites, again, you have to mix them well. You have to make sure that it becomes very stiff, and that's what we need. We don't need it to be liquidy. It has to be whipped up very well. You can see at this point Julia has whipped up the egg whites very well, and it is ready to do the next step. So now you will put the mascarpone and egg yolk inside with the egg whites, and you will be mixing it together. The key thing is that you would have to put the mascarpone and egg yolk in with the egg white, not the reverse. This is how my mother did it, and we follow the rules. There's something about egg whites. If you would put the egg whites, it would not turn out properly. So it is the key thing. So you mix it well together, and actually you can see it now. It's a perfect cream. It's getting there, and we're almost ready to assemble our tiramisu. The next step is to cut the Pandoro in slices. The slices should be at least an inch thick, and you will see the reason why when Julia will be assembling the tiramisu. This is the perfect thickness for the slice to make this tiramisu, an inch thick.
Okay, Mother, you can explain to them that you have everything set up to start layering your tiramisu. You have the gloves to not stain your fingers, the coffee that's cooled down in the shallow dish, the Pandoro that's already been cut, the grater for the dark chocolate or semi-sweet chocolate, the cream that we made, the dish that everything's going in, including the Nesquik powder that is added to the tiramisu in the layers. I'm going to start layering.
So Julia will dunk in the slice of Pandoro into the espresso. And as you see, she soaks it very well. This is because the recipe of Julia is, when you're going to eat it, it's going to be very drenched in that coffee. So if by any chance you do not want your tiramisu with Pandoro to be drenched as Julia's doing, just use a spoon and just scoop it up, or use a syringe and just add the amount of coffee that you're interested in. Now, as you see, she's cutting the slices in half. It is because it's almost like making a puzzle. You have to fill in the bottom of your pan. So that's what she's doing. And every piece of Pandoro, it is dunked in. Now, I know that some don't like it drenched like Julia's recipe, but I'm telling you, when you try this, it's almost like a cream. On top of the cream of the mascarpone cream, the Pandoro becomes creamy itself. So it's absolutely delicious. As you can see, Julia is keep on filling all those empty spaces. Now it's time to add that creamy goodness. Now this mascarpone cream, if you do it well, you can do so much with it. You can also do individual portions, like in a beautiful champagne glass, and like the ones that they look like a cup. Anyways, Julia is actually filling it, and at this point Julia was interrupted, but she missed a step, because at this point you have to add the Nesquik chocolate. You can see she is dunking more panettone Pandoro in the espresso, and she's also letting it drip a bit, and then placing another slice on top, and she's doing the same thing again, and she will repeat the same process by cutting the pieces so it can fit like a puzzle, because she wants a cover all on top of it. And you can see that's what she's doing now. It is the best thing to do is to cover every single corner of that pan, because when you scoop it up, you want it to be full of the panettone and the cream, and it's as they call it, the gooiness. It is such a good dessert. You can see Julia is very thorough when she's making something. She wants to make sure that every little corner is packed with goodness of the Pandoro. So I'm telling you, if you do it this way, you will not regret it. Now she'll be adding the remaining of the mascarpone cream, and she will load it up, cover the whole top of the Pandoro, and that's very important also. Every little corner counts, because I'm telling you, when you're going to eat this, oh my God, your taste buds are going to explode. This is my mother's recipe to add the Nesquik chocolate on each layer of the mascarpone cream. That's when we do them with the ladyfingers. So my mother did add this because it's sort of to balance out the bitterness of the cocoa powder that then we will be adding to the tiramisu. So Julia, she added that step with her recipe with the Pandoro. This is the next step, is to add the cocoa powder on top, and you can see Julia is spreading it out throughout the whole tiramisu. It is bitter, but it gives that nice contrast with the coffee and the sweetness that we have. Now this is the next step. She uses the baker's chocolate, and she will use a grater, and she will go basically as you see, she steps over to the next and she basically covers it all. And at the end, you will see it will look so beautiful. You can see Julia wrapped the piece of chocolate with some paper towel. That is to prevent for the chocolate to melt in your hands. So I think that's a smart idea. There you have it, my friends. Tiramisu done with Pandoro. Sure, the traditional is with ladyfingers, but sometimes we like to bend the rules. I'm sure that if you serve this to your guest, they will want a second portion. Trust me, you will also. So I hope you will subscribe to my channel, like and comment. I will really appreciate it. And to all my family of YouTube, I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas.